Well, everybody, it is the next day. Yesterday I just got the entire truck put all back together for doing the KDP thing. All the shroud, the bolts, everything. I got torqued down to spec. I think it's called the harmonic balancer or damper. I think it's a balancer. I got that all torqued down, 90 foot-pounds. I'm pretty sure I got everything back the way it should be, the way it's supposed to be. Basically, everything should be good. We should be good to go, shouldn't be any issues. I replugged in the sensors for the fluids that were down under there, some other stuff. We are going to, fingers crossed, to be honest, my heart's going a little bit here because you guys know I've been doing this YouTube thing for a while, doing these truck videos. I'm not like the most mechanically inclined person. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not gonna be like, you know, acting all big hoss and like I know everything I'm doing and I'm perfect at this stuff. Like I really am not. So I'm trying to learn as I go. I mean, I'm probably more mechanically inclined than a lot of kids my age, maybe not a lot of you guys watching this, because I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably a lot more like me than the people I'm referring to. But you know, I just hope I did a good job. I think I got everything back together the way it should be. So we're gonna get in the truck, gonna turn the key. I'm really going right now. I'm telling you, I'm going right now. I don't know why. I just feel like I just don't know. I feel like everything's good and everything's right, but since I just don't do a lot of this stuff, I just don't know what to expect. So we're gonna get in the truck and see if it turns over. Give it a little time just to run, look around it, check, let it idle, stuff like that. So listen to see if we hear any kind of funny noises. Well, we're started back up. I'm gonna pop the hood here and just kind of take a look over everything, make sure the belt's running properly, make sure the fan's not messed up and running weird or anything. Everything looks good so far. I'm gonna get down underneath and check. I think we are good. I think everything's running good, so awesome. Also, I've got a decal order I'm shipping out today, as well as the $50 winners. Colby Nichols and Chad Smith, your money is going to be on the way. Please spend it wisely, spread the love a little bit. You know, if you want to take a friend out or just have a good time, that was hard earned, just so you know. I think people think that YouTube isn't work, I guess you could say. It really is a lot of hard work and dedication. It does take a lot of time to develop things and get things going to where you're even actually making anything back to actually pay for all the stuff that you're doing. Like in the last 2 days between the KDP kit and hardware I had to buy and everything, like I'm out probably $150 on the project, and of course I'm recouping some of that, but just make sure you spend it wisely. I appreciate it because it was earned. I do really appreciate every single one of you guys watching the videos, watching everything through, you know, taking the time to leave a like, leave a comment. That stuff really helps so much. You guys would not believe through likes and comments and sharing videos, like that's what really grows channel immensely. Obviously it's got to be quality content on my part, and so I need to keep up on my game, but that kind of stuff, engagement, shows that you guys are enjoying the content and that you want other people to see it as well. So we run the truck just to do a couple errands. Gonna run it really lightly just to make sure that everything's good, get it back, check over everything again, you know, triple check, make sure everything's good. Let's get to this day here and see what we can do. Okay guys, so I kind of tweaked what I'm thinking I'm going to do today. I'm not actually going to be doing anything else under the hood of my truck today. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense for this video just because it's not really around it. The main point of this video was to, you know, get the Cummins starter up after the installation of the KDP tab and all that stuff. Just make sure all went well. And I was going to go to the property and help my dad out there, but he was actually here, and so he wasn't over at the land. And he was just pressure washing boards, and we've only got one pressure washer, so there's not really a whole lot I could have done, I guess, in that application. But I just wanted to show you guys around the first gen. Those of you who basically haven't seen the first gen through, I'm going to show you around the first gen and try to go through everything that we've got done to it. Those of you who are wondering, this is a 1992, obviously a Dodge 250 Cummins diesel 12 valve. And basically what we've done to it, I'm going to try to, you know, go through everything the best I possibly can. I could miss some stuff, but there's not a huge list to go through anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. So first thing I want to let you know is we do have the 8-inch exhaust tip out the back, and if you guys want to go check this out, links for everything in the description below for all the products that we've used and that we recommend, except for like injectors and stuff like that, because, you know, we don't have links to that kind of stuff online. We went to a shop in town and got that stuff. But basically we got the 8-inch exhaust tip, we got the pusher intercooler system, you can see another portion of that down here. We got the pusher cold air intake, got this whole set turbo. I'm pretty sure this is just the factory turbo. We had this redone, rebuilt, basically new wheel inside there. I'm pretty sure it was kind of dinged up in there, and they're like, yeah, it's a good thing you brought this in because that was no good, you know, to the point to where it could have, something bad could happen fairly soon. So we got that done. We got this, I think it's a bigger turbo housing, turbine housing, turbo housing. Basically what this does is it, you know, pushes more air through faster, basically. I'm thinking is what it does, increase a little bit more power, so that's a good thing as well. And like, guys, I'm not a diesel tech, so I'm trying to point out stuff the best that I can to the knowledge that I know, and what I think is accurate. So if I'm off at all, just let me know down in the comments below, but please don't be like, you know, just crucial, and because I'm not like for sure on everything. I'm just trying to, you know, make the most sense of it that I can with what I know. So we got the new grid heater here because basically when my dad went to go remove this one to install this air horn, basically that did not go very well and kind of like ripped it apart. So we got this one. This is actually from Cummins, I believe, or something like that. It's an OEM part. I think they shipped that out to us, and basically we can't do a delete where we are because, I mean, it gets pretty freaking cold here in Indiana sometimes. So I mean, we've had winters recently, I mean, well in the negatives, and so basically we've got to have a, you know, a grid heater. And some people delete those if you live on like the West Coast or something like that, or down south, because you don't really need them because it didn't get too cold. But up here we just got to have them. So we've got that done. We've got gauges in the truck. We got the gauges. We got your boost, EGTs, trans temp, all right there. Got that all wired up. Let's go back over here. We've got, you can see where we have the gauges all matched up there and all tap holes and stuff. We also have 50 horsepower injector, and reason for going with 50 horsepower injectors and only like a, you know, like a slightly modified or bigger turbo housing is because of the fact that these transmissions are not the best. They're the overdrive transmissions. I think it was the first year that they did the overdrive transmission on these trucks, and basically they can't handle a lot of added power, and neither can the fuel system on these trucks. So we just went with slight increase, but nothing that was going to strain the transmission, strain the fuel system, to where it can, you know, in end result, strain your engine, I guess, and cause you a little bit of some issues there. So we didn't want to do that. So that's why we did what we did with this truck in terms of just, you know, the intercooling system, the air intake, the slightly bigger turbo housing, the only 50 horsepower injectors and stuff like that. We wanted to bring the motor to life more so you can notice a difference and get a little bit better performance, but we didn't want to sacrifice, you know, too much reliability, longevity, that kind of stuff. And I think we are well within the safe zone on that. It does have a straight pipe. We did not do that to the truck. It has a 4-inch turbo back. Is there anything I'm missing? Oh, we got the interior. Let's see here, the roof, not the roof, but the ceiling inside. We got that reupholstered, and it looks really good. It's all nice and clean, and everything's good, which is a good thing. That stuff would hang down, yay, about right there, and just annoying as heck because, you know, this bench isn't really adjustable. So my dad's sitting in here, you know, he's 6'3". I mean, you just hitting your head up in that thing like crazy and just messing in your hair. It's just really annoying. It's not like it's a huge issue that's causing problems, but it's just really annoying. So we got that dealt with. Aftermarket stereo system with a USB charging port. Bedliner kit. The bedliner was about $100, I think, for the kit. This is down in the description below. I'm thinking for the first gen description, it should be down there for the bedliner that we did install in this truck. If it's not, sorry, just let me know and I can send you the links if you are interested in that. And this thing is, we haven't really put a lot in here, but it's holding, I mean, it's held up great. It's an awesome bedliner. I did the same thing on my first build, which is my Chevy build. I bought that truck back 2 years ago now, and that was an awesome build. I mean, for the most part, it wasn't too crazy, but I used one of these bedliners and I always use my bed, and it held up very, very well. So that's something. People ask me all the time what wheels these are. MMB wheels? MNB wheels? Like, I have no idea what these are. People ask me all the time, hey, what are your wheels? What are your wheels? I love them. No idea. And when I say my wheels, I mean my dad's wheels. I'm just saying, like, they ask, what are your wheels on the truck? And obviously it's my dad's truck. But these, yeah, MMB, something I have no idea, to be quite truthful with you. And I get people asking all the time, when are we going to get paint and body work and all that stuff? All I can say is, eventually. I can't make any promises, I can't tell you when, but yes, eventually we're going to get it done. But, you know, this truck isn't going to get a lot of abuse. It's not sitting outside rotting away, so it's not, I mean, we're not too concerned about getting it done immediately. And, you know, my dad's got 3 other trucks he'd like to work on at the same time, and that's, I mean, you're talking close to 30 grand between 3 trucks that need worth of modifications that he'd like to get done. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of money. So just kind of trying to be wise with that and do stuff when it makes the most sense. Good. I think that's all that we've done to the first gen so far. So definitely when it came to this truck, unlike my truck, I mean, it's a little bit of a different situation. My current situation at the time when I first bought my truck, I didn't really have much money to go out and buy horsepower mods and stuff like that. And my truck needed a little bit of attention cosmetically. Bumper was rotten. I mean, the suspension components were rotted away. The strut towers were rotted in half, gone. I mean, there was just a lot of stuff. Fuel tank straps rusted in half, about to break. I mean, there was a lot of stuff on my truck that just, I mean, it had to be replaced. And it wasn't going to be like fancy horsepower mods. It wasn't going to be fancy lift kits and stuff first. But, I mean, I had a lot of stuff that I had to deal with that I didn't really want to spend my money on, but I had to. So, in that regard, that's why on my truck right now, I'm still doing a little bit more cosmetic and suspension and, you know, other little odds and ends like that. Trying to get the truck, and I'll give you a little bit of a look at it here. Trying to get the truck to where it looks good, it rides better and all that stuff, and I can drive it down the road. And I just got my KDP done, and obviously, you know, by the beginning of the video, to where the truck is at least sound to drive down the road, and I don't have any thoughts in the back of my mind, you know, something gonna break on it driving down the road or something like that. So that's all good. In this sense, my dad's truck, this truck did not have a lot of issues like that. It's pretty clean for the most part. There's not a lot of rust on it. For a northern truck, the thing is clean. It's got new shocks, it's got new steering box, suspension's all good. So he didn't really have to dump a lot of money into all these little odds and ends. Not that it's super expensive to do that kind of stuff. He could go straight into, you know, getting some horsepower mods on. So that's what he did. Also, his financial situation and mine, they're different. I'm 17, you know, and he's, you know, obviously adult. He's got businesses and everything else. So, I mean, it's a totally different perspective. You know, available finances there on that end of stuff. So he got right into horsepower mod. Didn't really mess with the truck cosmetically too much because it already sits kind of how we like it. But there are going to be a lot of things coming to it. So horsepower mods are coming to my truck soon. I just like to, you know, kind of distribute my money back and forth. So I'm saving back for more expensive things, but at the same time, spending some of my money on, you know, stuff as I go to make sure I can keep videos and content coming out to you guys, because that's very important as well. Well, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was going to go through kind of the pricing on all this stuff, but to be honest, I don't really recall what everything costs because my dad kind of bought all that stuff and he doesn't really talk about that stuff with me too much on what he spends on this kind of stuff. So I really do not have numbers for you guys right now. If I asked him for them, he'd probably give them to me. But for the most part right now, I do not have numbers to give you guys on everything that we've done to this truck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Sorry for kind of the rant, I guess you could say. But this truck has been a great truck. We haven't done a lot of driving with it, but my dad did just drive it all last week. Truck is just freaking, it's just mean. Good looking truck. Absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment below, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5. But I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a